Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the Dayan 2x2. I have both the 50mm and 46mm version. And first I'd like to give a big thank you to the cubicle.us for sending me both of these. And I would also like to thank Calvin from HK Now Store for sending me a prototype. I didn't know that the Cubicle was going to send me these, and Calvin sent me this first. This is a blue prototype. And just thank you so much to both of you for giving me the opportunity to test these out. It's really nice. I'm just going to be reviewing the black ones here because this is a prototype. As far as I know, though, they are basically the same. Like, they turn the same and everything to me. So, yeah, as far as I know, there really isn't any difference. So, and you can't buy the blue prototype anyways. But anyways, big thanks to both of you for sending these out to me. I'm very thankful that I have the opportunity to review these. So first I'm going to start out with the size of the cubes. So here's a WitTwo V1 to the 46mm version. So you can see there's a little difference there. It's actually feels a lot smaller in your hand when you actually hold it. Like, I can fit my whole hand around this. I probably can a regular one too, but yeah, not quite. But this is very small. When you actually get it in your hands, it feels a lot smaller than what you think it's actually going to be. So it is very small. And then a WitTwo V1 compared to the regular one. Apparently the WitTwo V1 is 1mm bigger, but it's honestly not noticeable whatsoever. Like, if they're flat, you can feel a slight difference, but honestly, when you're solving, you aren't going to notice any difference like you will with a 46mm. So that's the size of the cube. Next, I'm going to go into the turning and the feel of the cube. The turning of this cube, the whole feel and everything is just so perfect. I love it. It's really smooth. It glides. It's not like the V1 where it kind of grinds a lot and is a little sticky. This one, literally, it just glides, and it doesn't catch at all or anything, and it just feels really nice. A lot of people that I've let try it say it feels like a Xanshi. To me, it doesn't feel like the newer Xanshis. It feels like the older Xanshis, like the very first Xanshi I ever had. It feels a lot like that to me. It really doesn't feel like any of the newer Xanshis, but it does feel really nice. It's a really awesome turning cube, and yeah, so the turning is very nice. It's very smooth and just glides. As for lubricant, I didn't lube these at all. I think they were pre-lubed by the Cubicle. As far as I can tell, they are. I didn't put anything in them, and these, I can't imagine them being this good without any lube. So I imagine that the Cubicle had some sort of lube in these already. So now going on to the tensions. The tensions are really kind of bizarre on this cube. This cube, on this one, you can just see how loose that is. That's like incredibly loose. On this one, I have them set tighter. They're still kind of loose, as you can see, but they're a lot tighter on this one than they are on this. The bizarre part about the tensions is that this one is really loose, but it feels more stable and solid. Like, the whole turning and everything just feels really solid and feels really, just solid. And it feels really nice. Now this one is tighter, and it doesn't feel quite as solid to me. It just, when it turns, it feels kind of, wow, I can't think of the word. It doesn't feel quite as solid to me. It feels, whatever the opposite word of solid is, for whatever reason, it's escaping my mind right now. But it doesn't feel quite as solid like this one does. So that's weird that the tensions are tighter on this, and looser on this, but this one feels more solid. And they also, as I tightened this one, it got faster. The more I tightened it, the faster it got, which was annoying, because I can't really control fast cubes. I'm not going to say that this is like the fastest cube in the world or anything, but it is pretty fast. And this one is slower at a looser tension, which is just just very bizarre to me, and I don't get. So now I'm going to go on to popping. Popping is the only reason that I tightened this thing. If it were not for the popping, I would have left the tensions exactly how they are on this, because the feeling of this, it's amazing. I would use this thing in an absolute heartbeat if I could have used it at these tensions. But with the tensions that these are at, I'm pretty sure they both have the same tension. And I've probably done about 500 solves with them, and at this tension, they exploded. Literally, I had, I think it was this one, I had the whole thing just crumble in my hands. Like, the pieces just went everywhere. I've never seen an explosion like that. That was pretty crazy. So I tightened this one just to mess around with it, because I was probably going to use the bigger one anyways. So I tightened this, and it doesn't really pop anymore at all. Every now and then, sometimes a row will come out, and I think it's just because I still have the tensions pretty loose on this. But I don't want to tighten it anymore, because it will continue to get faster, and eventually it's just going to be completely uncontrollable for me. For you, you might like that turning speed, but a lot of times I like slower cubes. So yeah, that's just something about the popping. Yeah, this one explodes a lot, and this one doesn't really pop much anymore. So yeah. Going on to the corner cutting here. The corner cutting is improved, but honestly, it's not by a huge margin. It's line. Yeah, it's basically just line. Reverse corner cutting is like, it's about there. Oh, maybe a little more. Yeah, okay, so it's like right there. So that's not bad. That is improved from the WitTwo V1. And corner cutting on this, it's the exact same. So corner cutting is good. It is better than the V1, but it's not improved drastically or anything. It's not gonna, if you lock up on a V1 a lot, the corner cutting on this probably isn't gonna save you or anything. So that's corner cutting. Moving on now to the big question that everybody's been asking me, and I still don't have an answer for you. Is it better than the WitTwo V1? It's really gonna come down to complete personal preference on that. I really can't tell you which is better, because I like them both. The problem that I have with this is it's just a little bit too fast for me and uncontrollable. But other than that, and some of the popping, this cube is so nice. But like I said, it overshoots a bit for me, so I have a hard time executing algs. Now what I like about this more is that I can control it 100%. There's absolutely no overshooting. But the problem I have with it is that sometimes, like I said, since it's a little stickier and doesn't glide as much as this, sometimes I'll catch, and that gets really annoying in the middle of an alg. So there's ups and downs to both. For me, I overshoot on this, and sometimes I catch on this. But I would prefer this, because I like to be able to control my cube than have it overshoot on me. But it's really going to come down to complete personal preference on which you think is better. If you aren't in the market for a new 2x2, I wouldn't really recommend buying this, because it's not really a complete upgrade. It's just a different feel. Like a Guhong to a Zanchi, that might not be the best example, but it's just a different feel to the cube. It's not a whole new, better, complete, crazy, awesome cube. It's just different. It's just a whole new feel, and it's different. So it's really going to come down to complete personal preference and the trade-offs for you. This one I never have pop, and I can control. This one does pop, and I can't always control, but I love the feel of the cube. So it's going to come down to personal preference on that. Also, this one is quite a bit more expensive. This is $16 on the cubicle.us, and this is like $10, I think, $9 or $10. So this is cheaper. And yeah, it's basically going to come down to personal preference, like I've said a million times, because I suck at making reviews. But yeah, it's personal preference. Whatever you think is going to be better. This is smooth, like I said, and feels amazing, but there are popping issues, and sometimes I overshoot. So yeah, that's basically the Dayan Zanchi. I think it's a great cube. I do think if you really want to try a new 2x2, it's worth it. It is a good cube. It's just different, and it's going to come down to whether or not you think it's worth it for you. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.